Hi everyone! Welcome to this week's new video. I hope you're having a lovely day. If you are new here, hi, my name is Noah. I make a variety of videos. Some of them include plan with me and journaling and booktube videos. I also like to make the occasional fashion videos and whatnot. But as you can tell from the title, this week's new video is going up a bit late, but it is my March plan with me. February seemed to blow through, I guess. But I can't wait for what March is going to bring. Can't wait till the semester is over, but you know, here we are in March. My theme for March is off of the podcast My Favorite Murder. If you haven't heard of it, please go listen if you are a fan of true crime and comedy put together. They put a really nice twist of comedy to a very heavy topic, and it's kind of like a non-creepy way for people to be able to discuss true crime. It's really good too, and it's with Karen Kilgariff and Georgia Hardstark, and it's laugh. So because it's murder, I decided to cut out some of the letters from like a magazine. I think it's from InStyle. And then the colors that I will be focusing on for this theme is black and red. And since I used a lot of red for January, I primarily will be trying to use black. I totally forgot that I wanted to paint this front page black, the cover page, until I actually started taping everything down, but you know, here we are. So this is my calendar. The week of March has like the 31st as a Sunday, so I had to split up the 24th and the 31st, but it's a Sunday, so like I probably won't need that many boxes. But I used the design at the top you'll see from Erin Floto Designs here on YouTube. I thought it was really cool because it incorporated one of the funny quotes that they say on My Favorite Murder, which is "Stay out of the forest." It's part of a bigger quote. The other portions of it I have included in my other spreads, but I thought it was really perfect to have this here. Erin Floto also had it at the top of her calendar, but it took a really long time to fill in, so you'll see part of it on here. I'll also have her video linked, but most of it I just filled up off camera because my hand was cramping. So, and also like it would take a huge amount of time. So anyway, you get the gist of it here. It was a perfect part to have it here, and I already know it's March, so I didn't need to have that. But the next spread that I have, as usual, is my habit tracker. I didn't have any space to write habit tracker because March has 31 freaking days. It's a long month. But a fun thing that I decided to include in my habit tracker is one of the mottos of My Favorite Murder, which is "Stay sexy and don't get murdered," SSDGM, which I include in red. Hopefully I will be able to fill out every day of the month for that box, which would mean that I don't get murdered. And at the bottom, "This is terrible, keep going," is also another quote from My Favorite Murder. Now for this sleep tracker, this is something totally new, and I completely forgot who I took this off from on YouTube. I'm so sorry, but if you know, please let me know and I'll give them the credit. But I decided it would be fun to track it because I already track my sleep on my health app on my iPhone, but it would be really cool to see how much sleep I'm actually getting, since I do have an 8 hours of sleep box checked off to check off on my habit tracker. And for days that I don't track off, I thought it would be really interesting to see whether, like, how much sleep I'm getting or not. So I'm just writing down all the days like I did in my habit tracker, and then I will be separating the boxes by weeks, which is interesting. I've never ever done that even in my habit tracker or anything like that, so I thought it would be neat to try that out. And I'm still getting the hang of hand lettering with my Tombow brush pens. That's why it looks pretty funky. Hopefully I'll get better at it the more that I use them. So lots of quotes are involved. For my expense tracker, instead of writing expense tracker, I'm including a quote. So the whole quote is get a job, buy your own shit, and stay out of the forest. So it all connects back to the quote on my calendar. And I thought this quote was perfect for my expense tracker because I do have a job, and this is where I am tracking all of my expenses. And the get a job part will be tracking how much I'm making, like my checks that I'm getting. I started that from my February expense tracker, and I liked having it separate to see like my income. And then buy your own shit is just where I actually track what items I'm buying. I switched it up so the income tracker is at the top of the month, but I did want to include that and bring that into March as well. So my 1 second a day tracker is pretty self-explanatory, and I decided to include my favorite murders look and listen quote because I guess a look and listen is more like an observe type of situation for the 1 second a day, so I can observe and keep this memory, if that makes any sense. But this is always a very, very simple spread. So my video planner, my YouTube video planner is also pretty much the same. I keep it very, very functional. I don't like to change anything because I don't need it to be anything different. And the quote that I include from MFM is let's sit crooked and talk straight. These are all images that I found off of Google and stuff like that, but there are artists who made like really cool designs, and ones that I haven't used I plan on using in my other spreads. But on my next page I didn't really know what to do because I didn't want to start a weekly spread on just a one pager, so I decided to do this really cool thing of one of their other things that they say often, Steven, cut that out. And I just dedicated a whole like quote page, I guess, which I've never done before, and it was time consuming, but it was actually really fun. And for my my first weekly spread, this I was inspired by Charlotte Who here on YouTube as well. I'll have her linked, and she cut out the pages like a Dutch door style, except it's cut out like a case file, which I thought was really interesting. Mine did not come out very nicely, so I only did it for the 2 weeks, but it's a little hard to explain, but I hope that my clips kind of help you get an idea of what I did. But I thought it was cool just to do it for 2 weeks, just so it's like peeking out. You'll see that I have a tab for week 10, which is the first week of March, which is the 10th week of 2019, and behind that I have week 11. I'm not sure if I want to do that for the entire time. I might want to change it up for the month and include some more quote pages, because that was actually really fun to do the Steven cut that out part. But that's what I've done, and as you can see around my bujo, I have included some of the other images that I have printed out that I plan on using for the rest of my weekly spreads and any other spread that I have involved in March. And I think I love this podcast, and I'm so glad that I listened to it, and I have yet to send in a hometown murder. If you're a murderino too, please comment down below, let me know of your existence, and let's chat about my favorite murder. So here is the entire flip through of my March spread. I had a lot of fun doing this spread. I feel like I took the most time out of any of the other spreads that I've done because I included a lot of my own creativity. Like, yes, I did that with the hearts, but I also took a lot of ideas from Amanda Rachley, and yes, I did the same thing for this spread, but I also got to include a lot of my favorite quotes, and I haven't seen a lot of my favorite murder themes, bujo themes, so I thought it was really interesting to try one out on my own. So I hope you guys enjoy, that you murderinos out there found this and tried it for your own bullet journals. I'd love to see your own takes. So if you enjoyed, please give this a big thumbs up, and I hope you have a great March. He said,